You age inside first, and then it shows on the outside. So your body is aging, your digestive system is aging, your cells are aging because of they're being suffocated by things they don't want or don't need. So address what's going on inside by giving your body what it does need and what it really wants, what gives it life and energy, and you will see it reflected in your face, in your eyes, in your energy levels. You'll see the health from inside reflected on the outside, and you will glow, and you will feel that glow in your body. You'll feel healthy, you'll feel well, you'll feel enthusiastic about life again. The negativity will fade away. So welcome to this video. My name is Alex, and in this video I'm going to share with you the secret to health and healing that you just don't hear about. Very few people talk about it, but it really is the key to your health, your healing, to you feeling strong, balanced, energized, healthy. It's really important to understand that the body doesn't just need food. In fact, the real food the body needs, as I'll explain in this video, the food that every cell of your body really depends upon for good health is oxygen. And of course you can't eat oxygen. You can eat foods which encourage your body to deliver more oxygen to your cells. And this is really where we get to the crux of the matter. Because if you're starving your cells of oxygen, you are not going to have good health. You are not going to feel well. You are not going to feel energized, balanced. In fact, you will feel unwell. You will feel sick because your cells thrive on oxygen. So as I said, I've done a lot of cleansing, fasting, running juicing retreats, helping to run juicing retreats over many years, over the past 20 years. And also, of course, I've used my own body as my scientific laboratory, and it's amazing what you learn about nutrition when you are scientific. When you try this and you try that, and you do the experiments on your own body, and that's the only way to really know with any authority what certain things, the effect that certain things have on your body. And it's very important to experience the effect of fasting. This isn't a fasting video. This is a video about what your body really needs. But fasting enables your body to heal itself, really, because we use so much energy in digesting our food that that energy can't be used by our body to repair itself. So fasting, what happens when you fast, when you don't eat, or when you only drink juices, like vegetable juices, specifically green juices, is your digestive system is not using the enormous amount of energy that it normally uses, and that energy is then used by your body to cleanse itself and to repair any damage done and to excrete toxins, because we're always putting toxins. Unless you've got an extremely pure diet, we're always putting toxins into our body, and our cells have to deal with those toxins and get rid of them, which takes energy. So this is why I would strongly recommend to anyone in poor health that you try a few days of juice fasting. So that means just drinking green vegetable juice. Of course you can put other vegetables in there as well, but primarily green, because that's, as I'll explain, that's really how you nourish your blood, with green vegetables. So I'd recommend, if you're having health problems, then consider, I share this great video on my website. It was filmed at a place called Juicy Oasis in Portugal, and it's a documentary by Jason Vale called Super Juice Me, and it is phenomenal. If you're in poor health, watch that video, because I think he takes 8 or 9 people in extremely poor health with extreme health conditions, and they go through a 28-day juice fast, and it is phenomenal. If you want to understand the quickest way to kind of address some of your serious health problems, watch that documentary, Super Juice Me. It's on YouTube for free, Super Juice Me, or it's also on my website, which I'll put the link in the description to. So, as promised, I will talk about what is the key to health and healing? The key to you feeling strong again, balanced, energized, motivated, healthy, and it's your blood. Think about this. Think about how much blood is contained in your body and how the purpose of your heart is to pump that blood around your body. It's kind of the main function of your body. It's the main fluid of your body, of course, as well as water. But blood is key to your health. It delivers food and oxygen to every cell of your body. So the cells of your body rely on your blood. Now, blood is it contains a protein, hemoglobin, which is what gives it the red colour. And hemoglobin. So I'll just explain. Essentially, the purpose of the blood, as I said, is to deliver nutrients and oxygen. And the most significant one of these is the delivery of oxygen to every cell of your body. Because if every cell of your body is getting plenty of oxygen, then you will feel fresh. You will feel energized. You'll feel bright. Now, if your cells are starving of oxygen, you'll feel sluggish. You'll feel tired. You'll feel demotivated. You'll feel unenthusiastic. Anyone who's ever done any deep breathing will know that oxygen really revives us. It really makes us feel awake and alert and energized. See, we're so used to this idea that energy comes from food. It's not true. The energy you need comes from oxygen. And like I said, you can experience this for yourself. You know, if you think you need food for energy, then if you experience 2 or 3 days of just drinking juice and walking in nature or being in nature and breathing, you get so energized. Excuse me. You feel so energized when you have a juice fast. You feel so much more energy. You'll feel energy in your body, in your mind. You'll feel energy that you've never felt before. If you've never done a juice fast or never had a break from eating, and you'll feel so alive, so energized and fresh, enthusiastic. And that just doesn't come from eating food. You can't eat. I mean, people rely on stimulants to feel that way. And this is a problem. We've forgotten how much we depend on oxygen. And we've become, we think that we need stimulants. We need chocolate, we need coffee. We need other things which give us a buzz, sugar. The amount of sugar in our diet is criminal. And it's very, very unhealthy. However, we rely on sugar for our energy, whereas we should be relying on oxygen for our energy. And I'm going to explain something in a moment about sugar and oxygen. Sugar is really detrimental to your body's ability to process oxygen and to deliver oxygen. And I'm going to explain, this is really important to understand about what sugar does to the cells of your body. But let me just finish by saying your blood is designed to deliver an abundance of oxygen to your cells. So when your blood is strong, when your blood is healthy, then it has an increased capacity for oxygen. It can carry more oxygen. Healthy blood means more oxygen. More oxygen means greater health. It means a greater feeling of wellness. It means more energy. It means a fresher mind, more alert, focused mind. More oxygen is what we all need. And you don't need food to do that. Food doesn't really give you oxygen. Breathing. We need more breathing, more deep breathing. So we've got our priorities wrong. As I said, we are so dependent on food, thinking that food equals energy. Really, most of us are using food as an emotional crutch, an emotional stabilizer. When we feel unbalanced emotionally, then we use our food to help us feel stable again. But actually, if you want to feel stable, you need to have a more alkaline diet. That means more greens, mostly greens, lots and lots of greens. And we all know this. We all know that we should be eating lots more greens. But why? Why is it important to eat greens? Well, in fact, it's crucial because the chlorophyll in green food is the ideal fuel for your blood. It's the best thing. If you want healthy blood, then you need to be eating more greens. And that means dark green, leafy vegetables, anything with an abundance of chlorophyll. So things with a lot of iron. Kale is a famous one. Chard. Lettuce, of course, not so dark green, but still it's green. So, and the best foods, if you want to have an abundance of chlorophyll, are this one here, which is wheatgrass, freshly grown wheatgrass juice, which is nature's best medicine for your blood. If you want to heal, use wheatgrass. If you want to heal naturally, use wheatgrass. It's a miracle food. You juice it and you drink the juice of the grass, and it's the most concentrated source of chlorophyll you can find on the planet. Plus, the juice floods your body with oxygen. It's an oxygen-rich substance. So it floods your blood with oxygen and chlorophyll. And another one is spirulina. Spirulina or chlorella. They are extremely high in chlorophyll. So what is the big deal about chlorophyll? Well, chlorophyll is almost identical to the structure of the hemoglobin, which is the main ingredient in your blood. Ingredient is probably not the right word. The main substance in your blood is hemoglobin. And chlorophyll and hemoglobin are like brother and sister. They're meant to work together. So of course, chlorophyll is the green pigment in all living plants, which is its purpose is to turn sunlight into food. That's the purpose of chlorophyll. It's like a solar panel. It turns sunlight into food. And hemoglobin is almost identical to chlorophyll, except that the central ion in hemoglobin is iron, I-R-O-N, whereas the central ion in chlorophyll is magnesium. So hemoglobin and magnesium, they're all based on 4 elements: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. And the main difference is they have a different central ion. It's magnesium in chlorophyll, and in hemoglobin, it's iron, I-R-O-N. And so chlorophyll enriches your blood like nothing else. If you want healthy blood, you've got to put more chlorophyll into your diet. There's no other way. And if anyone's ever had any problems with low hemoglobin levels, and my daughter 12 years ago, she was extremely ill. Hemoglobin levels are rock bottom, and there was no energy there. She was like lifeless. There was just complete lack of energy in her body. And this is why hemoglobin and B12 are so important, because they energize us, they animate us. So the quality of your blood will determine how much energy you have, and many other things as well. And so enriching your blood is vital. You will not have good health if you have poor blood. If your blood is weak, if your blood is not rich in, if it's not hemoglobin rich, if it's not rich in iron, if you're not putting a lot of chlorophyll into your body, your blood will be a poor quality, and it won't be able to deliver the oxygen that every cell of your body is begging for. Every cell of your body loves oxygen. It's like a party in your body. The more, when you flood your body with oxygen, so you can do this through things like wheatgrass, or drinking lots of chlorophyll, but primarily through breathing. You can't get away from the fact that you need to breathe better. We all need to breathe better. More deeply, more calmly, more consistently as well. And then when that oxygen gets into your bloodstream and floods into your cells, it's like a party. You know, it's like imagine going into a city or a town, and money falling from the sky, just loads and loads of money, notes, banknotes falling from the sky. And imagine how the people would be celebrating and grabbing the money and just, so happy because money, just this endless amount of money is falling from the sky. And just imagine the scene. And that's what your cells are like when the oxygen comes to them, when they're getting an abundance of oxygen. When oxygen is falling from the sky, your cells are like so happy, they're hungrily sucking it up, and it's like your body celebrates. When you flood your body with oxygen, your cells celebrate because it's what they need more than anything else. And so this is the importance of hemoglobin. It's a protein which delivers oxygen to the cells of your body. And what it also does, hemoglobin, and as I said, the more green you have in your diet, the more chlorophyll you have in your diet, the more hemoglobin, the higher levels of hemoglobin you'll have in your blood. So what hemoglobin also does is it takes away carbon dioxide, which is obviously what our cells, what we breathe out. Our cells take in oxygen and they give off carbon dioxide, and the blood's job is to get that carbon dioxide out of the body. And that's what hemoglobin does also. So it delivers oxygen and it expels carbon dioxide. So that's the vital importance of having healthy blood. Because if you're not expelling carbon dioxide and you're not getting enough oxygen, you are going to feel tired. And for me, this is one of the most obvious signs of not only poor blood, but of an oxygen deficiency in the cellular terrain of your body, is that you feel tired. This is the disease of our time, tiredness. There's lots of other influencing factors, such as obviously our diet, all the radioactive frequencies, and radioactive is not the right word, electromagnetic frequencies in the air, 3G, 5G, all the signals that are flying here, there and everywhere, everything's affecting us. But you can take control of that by helping your body deliver more oxygen to every cell of your body. If you take care of that, you can handle the rest. So if you enrich your blood, make your blood stronger and healthier by really maximizing the amount of chlorophyll you put in your body, and at the same time diminishing the foods which work contrary to that, the foods which counteract that process and kind of take oxygen out of your body, then you'll be in control of how you feel. You don't have to feel tired. You don't have to feel unstable. You don't have to feel... In fact, emotionally, you'll be lifted. The richer your blood is, and the more oxygen the cells are receiving, then you'll just feel lifted. You'll feel more upbeat. Lifted is the best word I can use here. You'll just feel lifted because you're getting what you need, and you'll feel more stable, you'll feel more strong, you'll feel more balanced, and you'll be able to deal with things in a much better way than if you're imbalanced. When we're imbalanced, we overreact. We become irrational. We fear, we panic. But when you're balanced, when you're feeling strong and balanced and your biochemistry is balanced, then you have a more sensible and calm perspective. So this works on every level. It's very, very important to realize the significance of nourishing our blood, and so helping our blood do its job, which is vital. If you didn't have any blood, then obviously you're dead. Your blood is the life-giving fluid in your body. And of course water is extremely important too, because it washes away. Water's really, its main function is to wash us clean inside, to wash away all the toxins, all the things, all the waste that our cells produce. Water washes it away, so we can feel fresh inside, feel clean inside. Oxygen and water, the two main things we need to feel clean, fresh, alive, balanced, alert, motivated. Are you getting enough of them? Well, we have to look at our diet. You have to look at your diet and ask yourself, how much am I nourishing my blood with chlorophyll? How much chlorophyll am I putting into my diet? Now, I said I'd talk about sugar and oxygen. Now, this is a very important thing to understand, and it's something which has been swept over for the past 80, 90 years. Very conveniently swept over because the sugar industry has kind of taken over the food industry. Everything has sugar in because sugar makes you want more of the food. When a food has sugar in it, you are going to want more of it because sugar is addictive in any format. Even if it's fructose, even if it's honey, sweetness is addictive for the human body. We like the taste, we want more of it. And this is why sugar is in pretty much everything, every item you buy, every processed item you buy in the supermarket. Now here's the problem with sugar. In, I think it was 1922, in the 1920s, a German doctor called Dr. Otto Warburg won the Nobel Prize for his discovery about cancer cells. He discovered that cancer cells thrive and grow in an oxygen-deficient environment. That means when there's a lack of oxygen, cancer cells thrive, they like it. And cancer cells cannot exist, this is his finding, cancer cells cannot exist in an oxygen-rich environment. That means where there's an abundance of oxygen, cancer cannot grow. It's very much like mold. You know, if you go into a house which all the windows have been shut and it's very damp, you see black mold on the walls. Cancer and mold are very, very similar organisms. And now for that mold to grow on the wall, it needs, first of all, damp, it needs darkness, and it needs a lack of air circulation. If you have those three things, damp, darkness, and a lack of air circulation, that mold will grow very quickly and it'll take over the wall. You know, you see it behind things you've put, if you put furniture up against the wall where the light can't get to it and the air can't circulate, and the wall is damp or cold, then you'll see mold grow very quickly. So mold, just like cancer, needs certain conditions to grow. And if it's given those conditions, it will grow. Exactly the same with cancer. If you create the right conditions inside your body, cancer will appear. So it's in your hands. Cancer isn't just something which, oh my goodness, where did that come from? No, we are creating the right conditions. Through our diet, through our lifestyle, we are creating the right conditions in our body, and we're almost inviting it. We're almost inviting cancer cells to appear because we're giving it the right environment. So as Dr. Otto Warburg discovered, cancer cells like an oxygen-deficient environment. So if your diet, if you're lacking, if you're not flooding your body and strengthening your blood and flooding your body with things which encourage oxygen to proliferate, and if you don't have an active lifestyle, so you're not getting a lot of oxygen through your active lifestyle, which of course is what activity does. We always breathe more deeply when we're active. So if you're not doing that, so if your diet isn't conducive to oxygenating your body and strengthening your blood, and your lifestyle is not conducive to getting more oxygen flowing around and getting your heart pumping, then essentially you are creating the conditions. You're creating the terrain for cancer cells to show up. And we do not have to do this. If the most intelligent thing we can do is create an inner environment for health, an inner environment that invites health, and we do that through drinking lots of water, eating virtually no junk food, as little junk food as we can, so very vegetable-based diet, full of alkaline minerals, which enrich the blood. So the acid-alkaline diet is something you should really understand, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And breathing deeply, breathing better. We all need to breathe better because we get lost in our thoughts and we stop breathing. When we're in our mind, we stop breathing. So that's why it's important to be active, because when we're active, running, cycling, swimming, dancing, whatever it is, we're in our body. We're not in here. We get into our body. We breathe more deeply, our heart starts pumping, and then oxygen is allowed to circulate our body. It's allowed to flood our bloodstream, and we really, really rely on this. We need this for good health. So the more active you are, the more you're creating a terrain, inner terrain for good health. So, as I said, Dr. Otto Warburg discovered that cancer cells thrive in an oxygen-deficient environment. So let's understand the cancer cell. A cancer cell is a normal, healthy cell. It's healthy, it's getting the oxygen it needs, there's nothing wrong with that cell. However, what happens when that healthy cell does not get the food it needs to stay healthy? It mutates. The cells of your body are extremely intelligent. So if that cell of your body is not getting the food it needs, it will mutate, and so it will change its food source. It'll say, I'm not getting enough oxygen, so I'll have to change my function so I can feed on whatever it is that there's abundance of. So a cancer cell thrives on sugar, and this is Dr. Otto Warburg's findings. And a cancer cell essentially thrives on the fermentation of sugar. So, of course, normal cells they thrive on the metabolism of oxygen. Well, cancer cells thrive on the fermentation of sugar. So the more sugar you have in your diet, the more you are providing an alternative food source for the cells of your body which are not getting enough oxygen. Now consider that. The cells of your body, if they're not getting enough oxygen, will turn to another food source, and it will be sugar. And that includes carbohydrates, sugar and carbohydrates of all sorts. They will turn to that if they are not getting enough oxygen. And that's what a cancer cell is. It's a cell which has changed its function from consuming oxygen, which makes it a life-giving cell, to craving sugar, which makes it sucks in energy. Rather than giving life, giving energy, which is what an oxygen-consuming healthy cell does, it sucks in energy. It wants more. It becomes a cell which is craving sugar. And so you notice that a lot of people, maybe even yourself, we crave sugar on a regular basis. And that's not a good sign, because that's a sign that some parts of our body are demanding sugar. So are the cells of your body making you put sugar in here so they can feed off it in there on the cellular level? Because that's not good. That's where cancer starts. That's where cancer cells start. Their natural food supply, oxygen, is cut off, they're not getting enough, and so they will look for sugar. So of course, if we have a diet which is very low on sugar or virtually no sugar, we are much less likely to get cancer, or for cancerous cells to grow. It's almost impossible. If there's no sugar in our diet and there's an abundance of oxygen, then we are guaranteed to have good health, because our cells are getting what they need. There's a lot to consider, really, but if you bring it all down to one thing, which is, are you nourishing your blood with chlorophyll? Look at your diet. How much greens can you get into your diet? Now, the best way to do this is to drink a lot of juices, because you can put a lot of greens into, like 1 glass of juice, half a litre of juice. You can flood in a lot of greens in that, especially if you add spirulina and wheatgrass. Wheatgrass there's nothing like it, due to the oxygen content of the grass itself, which floods your blood with oxygen, and you feel it immediately. You feel energized, you feel alert. So I drink wheatgrass juice every morning, every single morning of my life. I grow a lot of it and I drink it every morning, and I feel stable. My overall energy level is at a much higher level, so I don't get tired unless I eat carbohydrates. I don't eat carbohydrates because they make me feel tired. I don't eat much cooked food, to be honest with you, because it makes me feel tired. But of course I have protein. I need, like every human being, I need the right protein, a good amount of protein to feel strong, for my body, my cells to be able to strengthen themselves. Protein is essential. So drinking wheatgrass juice on a daily basis will just bring you up to this level of health where you feel well. There's nothing pulling you down. There's nothing niggling, saying, oh yeah, but I feel okay, but there's none of that. Wheatgrass lifts you up to this level where your body's getting what it needs. When your cells are getting what they need, you'll just feel this sense of wellness. And of course, it's important to eliminate the things which are working counter to that. Wheat, in my opinion, is one of the worst poisons. It's a poison. Gluten and wheat is a poison for the body. I recommend you eliminate it. Very hard to digest, really causes havoc in the digestive system, makes the digestive system struggle. Because if you consider what the digestive system is, it's like a juicing machine. We chew up our food really, really well. It goes into our stomach and all the substances are broken down. And then ideally, the liquid that passes from our stomach, the digested liquid, is absorbed through the walls of our intestines. So the nutrients are absorbed from the liquid which passes through your intestines. But if what's going into your intestines is like a sludge, which is what happens when you eat pasta, bread, any kind of thick, stodgy food, cake, so on and so forth, it's a sludge. It's not a liquid going through your intestines, it's a thick sludge. And your intestines really struggle to remove any nutrients from a thick sludge. And in fact, there are so few nutrients anyway, because your body really needs an abundance of vitamins and minerals and healthy proteins. But if you consider how much of those things are in bread, how much of those things are in pasta, cake, biscuits, in fact carbohydrates in total, they're so devoid of nutrients. And so you're putting this sludge in, even rice, rice and grains, it's not a liquid, it's a sludge. And so your body is trying to process this, trying to get its nutrients from the sludge, and there are virtually no nutrients anyway. So all you're doing is weighing your system. You're taxing your digestive system when you eat carbohydrates, sludgy food like wheat products. What your body really loves and really benefits from is food with a high water content, which of course, fruits and vegetables, obviously. And what your body loves more than anything else is if what goes in is a liquid. So this is where vegetable juice comes in. You juice your carrots, your cucumber, celery, green leaves, wheatgrass juice, and you put in a bit of spirulina, and that's a liquid. So then there's a really super nutritious liquid going into your intestines, and your intestines are like, hey, great, this is perfect. And it just pulls all the nutrients straight out of that liquid, and it goes into your bloodstream. And your blood can deliver it around your body, and you can feel really nourished very quickly. This is the beauty of having juices. You feel nourished very quickly. You're getting all the nutrition you need, all the things your cells most need, and you feel instantly nourished. And it's not taxing on your digestive system like eating big meals is. I mean, I eat mostly salads. Most of our meals are like a big green salad with nuts, walnuts I have, and cheese, goat's cheese, and grated carrots, and anything that I fancy. Most of it's raw, apart from the cheese obviously, and you can put olives in there. You can make salads so delicious, and they're very filling. There's a lot of fibre in lettuce, a lot of fibre in vegetables. So the more vegetables you have, then you are going to feel full. But it's really important to get enough protein, because protein is what makes us feel strong. It's what strengthens our body, strengthens our muscles. It enables our body to build muscle. So it's very important to get good protein. Now the best proteins, in my opinion, are spirulina, but also hemp seeds, and nuts, cheese, digestible cheese, goat's cheese or sheep's cheese. Some people feel they need meat, and that's no problem, but meat is extremely acidifying, extremely acidic, which works counter. So when you're trying to nourish your blood with alkaline minerals, which are the green, mostly greens, vegetables, when you're trying to nourish your blood, then the acidic minerals work counter to that. So you just need a small amount of acidifying food that is usually contained in protein. Protein is usually acidifying. That doesn't mean it's bad, it just means you don't need much of it. You don't need huge amounts of protein unless you're a bodybuilder or a weightlifter, so on and so forth. But you have to understand that chlorophyll is high in protein as well. And you can have protein which is vegan, like hemp seeds are a wonderful source of protein. Nuts, sprouts, mung beans. I eat a lot of broccoli sprouts. You can get good protein sources without having to rely on animal flesh, because animal flesh is more acidifying. So you're going to be, interfering with that balance where you want to be eating more alkaline foods for the sake of your blood and for the sake of the oxygen deliverance system in your blood. You want to be eating as much alkaline food as you can, and then just putting enough protein in there to make you feel satisfied, to make you feel like you're strong enough. Because of course you see a lot of vegan people, they struggle for a good protein source and they feel weak, they look pale. So you need a good protein source, and enough of it to feel strong. Eggs, if you're not a vegan, eggs are a very good protein source. So you need to experiment with how much protein do you actually need. It's not as much as you think, unless you're doing really heavy lifting, heavy physical work. So I spoke about Otto Warburg and and his findings about sugar and oxygen. So this is why it's vital to address your diet, push out the junk foods. I mentioned wheat, sugar, dairy. Cow's dairy is another one which is just taxes your body because it's virtually indigestible. Cows have several stomachs. Cow's milk is designed for baby cows. It's not easily digested by our body. So our body kind of rejects it and it creates mucus. You're much more likely to get colds and congestion when you're drinking cow's milk because your body produces a mucus to protect itself. It can't deal with cow's milk. And so you're much more likely to get blocked up sinuses, colds, flus when you're drinking cow's milk. If you eliminate cow's milk from your diet, you'll get a lot less colds. Goat's milk, I suppose, is a better alternative, but I really recommend plant-based milk. Rice milk, oat milk, hemp seed milk. I personally make my own milk every single morning for my family. I have 4 children, and we soak almonds, hemp seeds, and sunflower seeds. You can just use sunflower seeds or just use almonds or whatever, any nuts, but we soak almonds, sunflower seeds, and hemp seeds in a bowl of water overnight. So it's important to soak them because that kind of wakes them up. It kind of eliminates these substances which prevent the nutrients from being released in the food, keep it as like a dormant state. So it releases those chemicals, and in the morning you've got these soaked seeds and nuts. So you tip away the soaking water, and you just blend those seeds in a bit of water. So blend them really, really well, so they're really like a thick pulp in the water. And then you add as much water as you want to create the right amount of milk. So if it's just you can add a little bit of water and you'll have a more creamy milk. If there's more, you have a bigger family, you add more water and you get more milk. Of course, it'll be less creamy, it'll be kind of more watery, the more water you add. But that is a great way to get healthy protein into your diet. You soak the seeds and the nuts overnight, then you blend them, and you've got a nut milk or a nut and seed milk, which is delicious, especially if you add almonds and hemp seeds. Sunflower seeds are very good because they're cheap, but they make a good creamy milk. So that's a good alternative to milk, and I recommend it. It might take you 2 extra minutes in the morning to blend your seeds because it's a very quick process. I've been doing it for 20 years. It might take you 2 extra minutes, but you're eliminating something from your body which is detrimental to your health. And we've got to do this. If you want to be in good health, you've got to eliminate the things which are working against you, things you're putting in your body which don't help you to be healthy. And for me, the main culprits are wheat. In fact, flour. I think flour, as I said, it creates gloopy food, and your body can't extract. There's no nutrition in flour products. I know we're addicted to them. We're addicted to flour products, cakes, biscuits, bread. There's no nutrition in flour, virtually none. Plus, it creates a sludge, and your intestines suffer. They get worn out trying to extract nutrients from the sludge. So, eliminating gluten, wheat, flour, eliminating sugar as much as you can. The more the better, because as I said, then you're not putting any food in your body that can be conducive to illness, especially cancer. And sugar, dairy, and really processed food, anything which comes in a packet, anything which has got 3 or 4 more ingredients, crisps, blah blah blah, fizzy drinks. Look at the ingredients. If there's 3 or 4 ingredients in it, then it's not really going to give you anything. What we need is natural food. And more than anything else, mineral-rich, alkaline, mineral-rich food, which is the vegetables. We need more vegetables. You remember the pyramid, the food pyramid, which kind of is shown to every school child who learns about food and health. The food pyramid, the bottom of the food pyramid is what you should be eating most of, and the top, the little triangle at the top, is what you should be eating the smallest amounts of. The bottom of the food pyramid should be vegetables. Guaranteed. Alkaline, alkalizing vegetables, primarily greens, lots of greens. And then the next level up, I would say, is fruit. You shouldn't eat as much fruit as you eat vegetables. Fruit is more energizing, and it puts more sugar in your system. And so fruit is like a quick energy food. But grounding, balancing food is vegetables. And then fruit. I would take carbohydrates completely out of the food pyramid. You know, rice, grains, so on and so forth. We don't need them. They don't give us anything. They make us full, they fill up our plate, they make us feel like we've had some substantial meal, but you can live without carbohydrates. Really, I do. And my energy levels are fantastic. I feel strong. So the next level up there, you could say, is proteins. So you've got vegetables, fruit, and then proteins. Varying amount of protein dependent upon how physical your lifestyle is, how much strength you need. But a healthy protein, a protein that you feel works for you. If it's meat, then it's meat, but meat is not the best protein for your body, generally speaking. But some people feel they need it, which is fine, I understand that. Eggs, seeds, cheese, goat's cheese, sheep's cheese, sprouted seeds, mung beans. You can sprout pretty much anything. Sprouted seeds are a good source of protein. And spirulina. Spirulina is 65% protein. It's amazing. I could make a whole video on spirulina and how wonderful it is. It's so nourishing. And of course it's chlorophyll rich again. I have spirulina every day on probably 2 out of 3 meals. I put it in my green smoothie. I make a green smoothie every morning, which is vegetable juice, usually carrots, celery, cucumber, some green leaves, and I blend that vegetable juice with avocado, spirulina, so it's a nice thick creamy vegetable juice, very tasty by the way, very rich, spirulina, and then I pour in some freshly pressed wheatgrass juice. So that's wheatgrass juice and spirulina plus green vegetables blended with avocado. It's delicious. Believe me, once you start trying this, you'll want it every morning. And it's really important to start the morning with the most nourishing thing you can, because each day is a fresh slate, a fresh blank page. And how you start that day influences how you'll feel and the choices you'll make throughout the day, during the day. So you've got to make the best choice first thing. Don't say, yeah, I'll have my green juice at the end of the day, or I'll have my green juice at lunch, and then start your day with bread or sugary cereal. Put the best thing you can in your body first thing, and that'll set up a biochemical kind of chain that'll encourage you to make healthy choices throughout the day. Always start the day with the best thing you can put in your body, which is chlorophyll. Without a doubt, chlorophyll, alkaline-rich vegetables. You know, of course, there are root vegetables which are more sugary, like carrots. I don't recommend using a lot of them, as again, the more sugar you put in your bloodstream, then it's going to affect the blood sugar, and you'll probably have a crash. You can have a blood sugar crash with vegetable juice, carrot juice, because it's high in sugar. So more balancing vegetables: cucumber, celery, cabbage, red cabbage, anything that's more balancing and grounding is good for you, but primarily chlorophyll. Right, this has been a long video, and I think I've got my message across to you about how to nourish your blood, how to make life easier for yourself by pushing out of your diet things which are not helping you, things which are hard to digest, things which are really acidic. Most processed food is acidic. Grains are acidic. Meat is acidic. Coffee, stimulants. Push out the stimulants. You don't need them. You start drinking vegetable juice on a daily basis, you will not need your stimulants. And if you do need stimulants, fruit, there's nothing more stimulating than a fresh piece of fruit. It gives you energy, and it's not doing all the bad stuff. It's not flooding your body with acidic minerals. Coffee is terrible. Coffee is terrible. It really sucks. It really taxes our immune system. It taxes our body in many different ways. It really drains us. Just like chocolate, dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate. I love the taste of dark chocolate, but it taxes my body. It makes me feel worn out afterwards, and you get dependent on these things. Dark chocolate, coffee, sugar, anything which you find you need to pick you up that's not natural, that's not come in the food form, then push it out of your diet and address your diet instead, and your overall energy levels will lift. Stop eating such heavy meals. You're tiring yourself out. You're weighing your digestive system down with these heavy meals, especially meals eaten late at night. If you eat meals late at night, you are really causing your body problems because it doesn't digest food while you're sleeping. You know, your digestive system needs to rest during the night. So if you're digesting food all night long, first of all, you're not going to sleep very well. Second of all, your food's not going to be properly digested because that digestive system is more in a restful state at night time. And thirdly, when you wake up in the morning, you're going to feel very tired because your body uses oxygen. To digest food, it metabolizes oxygen. Oxygen is the fuel that helps the fire in your digestive system process all the food that's going through it. And so you'll feel very tired in the morning if you're digesting your meal during the night. So don't eat a big meal late in the day. And lighter food means you'll feel lighter. Heavier food means you'll feel heavier, more tired. As I said, if you want to feel strong, don't eat big meals, don't eat heavy meals, don't rely on bread and all these things which have no nutrition. Find a good protein source that works for you. And if you get enough of that protein, then you'll feel stronger because of the protein, not because of the substance. We eat substance to make us feel like we can cope with things. But in fact, it's an emotional suppressant. Substance, bread, pasta, wheat, heavy meals, cooked meals, it suppresses our emotions. And it suppresses our energy as a whole. So of course it's like a relief when we feel like stable and grounded because we've eaten something heavy. But also it affects the rest of our energy levels. So our whole energy level is being suppressed, not just our emotions, but everything. That's why I recommend you eat lighter meals, because your digestive system benefits from that. And everything benefits. Your mood, your state of mind, your emotions, everything benefits when you eat lighter meals. And when those meals are alkalizing, super nourishing, and grounding, stabilizing, full of chlorophyll, then you won't get sick. You can protect yourself from illness. And really this is what it's about. It's about having health, not sickness. And walking the path that leads to greater and greater health. And turning away from the path that's basically leading us to an early grave. Do you feel old? Do you feel tired? Do you feel weary? Do you feel exhausted? Address your diet. Because this is the fundamental part of what's making you feel that way, is your diet. And the strife and trouble you're causing yourself by what you put in your mouth and what you're having to deal with inside, what your body is trying to deal with, things that it can't deal with. You age inside first, and then it shows on the outside. So your body is aging, your digestive system is aging, your cells are aging because of they're being suffocated by things they don't want or don't need. So address that, address what's going on inside by giving your body what it does need and what it really wants, what gives it life and energy, and you will see it reflected in your face, in your eyes, in your energy levels. You'll see the health from inside reflected on the outside, and you will glow, and you will feel that glow in your body. You'll feel healthy, you'll feel well, you'll feel enthusiastic about life again. The negativity will fade away, because negativity also starts inside. You know, when your body's not getting what it needs, you're creating this negative state of health. It's struggling. So if you want to address that, address what you're putting into your body. And of course, the oxygen you're getting into your body. How active are you? How deeply are you breathing? How is your breathing on a day-to-day basis? How much time do you spend outdoors in nature getting in fresh oxygen? I'll leave you to look and assess your own life, and I hope you'll make the changes that you need to make, because believe me, this is profound. And a new lease of life awaits you. A new sense of positivity and strength awaits you if you make the changes you need to make. And I trust that you will. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. I wish you well, and God bless you.